Hello, hello. So I had to change my live. I screwed up and the link is not correct. So I'm actually trying to go in and fix that, because that was unfortunate. So bear with me if you find this. I'm gonna see if I can update the links real quick. Let's see. Okay, there is my live. So when I scheduled this, I scheduled it as a webcam video, which I don't have the option to do that. I can only do it on my phone. So I had to go back in and create a new one. So let's see if I can get this link, and I'm going to change the link on Facebook, since that's where I shared it. Let's see. And I hope you guys are doing good today. Let me know if you've found it. Today I just wanted to check in with everyone because I haven't gone live in a minute. Here we go. Okay, let me edit this post. There we go. Save. That should work now. Hey, Ellen, you found it. So sorry. That was fun. Let's see if I can update on Discord too, because I did post on Discord. Let's see. All right, let's edit this link. This is the last one, and I promise I will put this up. There we go. Okay. Hi, Jessica, Olivia, Emma. I see you guys, and I am going to go ahead and open up my chat so that I can see that a little better. Let's pop out the chat, and let's make that. Jessica says, YouTube notified me. I'm so glad, because that was a mess. All right, so we're going to do this. I'm going to turn this around. Okay, Ellen said she can hear me now. All right, let me put this in my tripod so that I can actually sit down. And my puppy is here joining us today. You got to move, because I have to move the chair. You got to move. Can you move? Can we move? You see him? See his face? He has been causing trouble out in the yard. And so he had to join me today. So why don't you sit down, because your tail is hitting the thing. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's see if I can move that. That's a little low. Is that better? I think that's better. There we go. So how are you guys? It's been a while since I've done a live. I say a while. It's only been like 2 weeks, I think, since I've been able to do my lives. Let's see. Emma said, what's his name? This is Zeus. This is Zeus right here. And these animals are actually a big part of the reason that I haven't been doing lives lately. They all decided to get sick right around the same time. He had gotten an ear infection a while back, and we found out that he is allergic to the weather in Alabama. So the pollen and the weather, you know, we moved from Georgia, which is only a state away, but the vet made it very clear that a lot of animals deal with allergies just like people in Alabama. And so he is now on Zyrtec every day. So, and we actually had to up his dose, because something that's blooming right now is causing him to have a lot of the eye goo, you know, and that's causing his skin to get, you know, not happy under his eyes. So we've been dealing with that. And then our cat started having problems with his mouth. So we weren't sure what was going on. We thought maybe he was having some jaw trouble, but he continued to kind of get like stuck where he couldn't close his mouth all the way down. So we finally took him to the vet, and the vet said that he had to have his 2 front teeth removed. So we had that, where he had his 2 front teeth pulled. And then as soon as he came home, and he was better immediately. So like he had to take antibiotics for a couple of days, which was a whole nother can of worms, trying to give a cat oral liquid medicine. We tried 3 times to give him the medicine just with the little syringe in his mouth, but he was freaking out. I still have a couple of scratches on my arm from trying to like hold him in a burrito um wrestling hold, trying to like shove this tube down his throat. And so we had to mix it in with his food, which worked so much better. And I just gave him like a little bit of food so that I made sure he would eat it all. So as that's happening and he's feeling better, our other dog, so not this one that's in the room with me, but the other one, Phoebe, gets stung by a yellow jacket and scratches the holy bejesus out of her neck before we realized what had happened. And so we realize we don't have a cone, so we just give her Benadryl to kind of try to knock her out so that she won't scratch. So she's on allergy medication too because she's having the same issues here. So she's on allergy medication. We had her on Benadryl, but it wasn't enough. So she was still scratching her neck, and it just got so bad and we didn't want to take her to the vet because we knew how to care for it. We just couldn't get her to stop scratching it. So I had to go get her a cone. And so we got the cone home. She gets the cone off twice. And we finally remember that this guy, Zeus, who's in here with me, he has a harness. So he has one of those harness things. And so we put the harness on her, attached the collar to the harness, and all good. She has had the cone on 24/7 now for, I think, almost 2 days, I believe. And it's finally starting to be able to heal that spot on her neck. And so then yesterday, this guy starts limping. So I was like, can we please just all be healthy for a little while? Like, I'm really done with having all of these animals in the house. It's just been a lot. And the same day that he started limping was the day that I'm testing that batwing style cardigan called the Fleur jacket. And I was looking at it and I was like, something's not right with this. And I told all my testers, I was like, stop where you're at because I'm not really sure if the measurements are right for this. Like I thought I had everything down, but it seems like some of the numbers are off. I spent 3 hours straight on my laptop redoing this pattern, going in circles because I would rewrite the numbers and then I wouldn't like that and I would rewrite the numbers again. And I finally got back to like right where I was at the beginning where all the numbers actually seem like they're fine, but there's a few things I still have to change because like the panels weren't adding up. And then I go outside to take a break and he's limping. So it's been a couple of weeks. It's been a little crazy. But I think he just stepped on something or pulled something because he's still not putting all of his weight on it all the time, but it's definitely better than it was. So I don't feel like we have to go to the vet just yet. Fingers crossed we don't, and fingers crossed that her neck continues to heal because at this point, I don't think we're going to have to take her to the vet. I think it's going to heal on its own. But let's see. Ellen says my son's puppy's on Zyrtec in Virginia. Yeah, definitely. It's helped a lot. I mean, his ear infection would not go away until we got him on the Zyrtec. Emma said my cat Luna had an infection a few weeks ago and had to have meds. Not fun. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what we would have done if it was like a pill. I mean, I would have felt awful trying to shove that pill down his throat because there's no way. He doesn't eat treats or anything like that. He just eats his cat food. And so at least it was liquid. So I was able to end up mixing it in with his food. So that was really helpful. Let's see. My bunny Magnus is having a problem with one of his eyes. His eye is dying. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I hope your fur babies are going to be okay. I think they're going to be okay. It's been a lot, it's when everybody gets sick all at once, and yeah, it's just a lot. And I mean, that's what we get for having animals. Like we know that they're going to get sick. We know that they're going to die mostly within our lifetime. They don't live as long. And so there's always that fear for me because I didn't grow up with pets. So when I was growing up, we had one cat And that was the only pet I ever had as like a child. I think my mom got me Smokey, was the cat's name. So Smokey was a kitten when I was like 6 or 7. And Smokey lived until I was in college. And when I was off to my first year at college, my parents called me and said that they had to put Smokey down because she was having issues with like um, fluid on her lungs. And they would drain it and it would come back, and they would drain it and come back. And they were finally like, we just can't, we can't keep paying to get the fluid drained when we know it's going to come back. She's lived a long life, we're going to put her down. And so I didn't have to be there, like I was at college and they handled all of that. And so the only animals, I had one more animal in college that ended up living with someone else when I had to move away. So, right now, the 3 animals that we have are the first 3 animals that I'll have to see pass away. I mean, like, because we're not going to give them away, and so that's all that I think that'll be difficult for me because I haven't dealt with that before. I haven't had a pet die while I was taking care of it. So I know this is a crochet and chat. We haven't talked about crochet at all, but I feel like, most of the people who join into these YouTube lives, I feel like we've become friends. I feel like a lot of you guys, we talk quite a bit, and I've had a lot going on, and I like to share some of that because it's definitely not all sunshine and rainbows all the time. But it's, we look on the bright side, and, we hope that, that all is going to be good, and I'm sorry that YouTube keeps going in and out on its focus. I think, I've got a lot going on in the background with all my stuff. So I think sometimes it just struggles to figure out what it wants to focus on. I did want to show you guys, I did not mean to wear this sweatshirt. It's definitely not time to wear Christmas things, but obviously I just throw on whatever sweatshirt I feel like wearing. But I did want to show you guys the new sweatshirt that I got in the mail. I put out some new Halloween designs this year, which was super fun. And I'm super excited to share this one with you guys. This one I got on Bonfire. I do have a few designs on Redbubble as well, depending on who you like to buy from. And then I have some really great, my favorite, like my Halloween mugs are all on Etsy. But this was the new Halloween design for this year. There were technically 2. There was a little ghost design and then this one. So it's like the little yarn and friends for spooky season. So we've got the little skull and the little ghosty and the little candy corn and then some yarn that's in Halloween colors. So, and I've been wanting a purple hoodie for a minute, like a purple sweatshirt or hoodie. And so this felt like the perfect time to get that because I have my green one already. And now I'll probably get an orange one. I want to get an orange one with the big ghosties because I've got like a yin and yang ghosty that's on, and it's holding yarn. So it's a little ghost and it's like a yin yang because it's one ghost and the other ghost and its little tail. And then it's got the little yarn ball in its hands and it's a larger piece. So I kind of want to get that in orange, but I'll probably get it next year because there's no reason for me to get 2. There's no reason for me to get 2 of them. I'll get one next year. But this is what it looks like on. Here we go. So you guys can see. And I probably need to tuck these in. There we go. So that's what it looks like. It's a little higher than I thought it would be. I probably could have gotten away with it being a little lower, but it's always a little tricky. I would rather it be too high than too low. So I'm good with it. I think it'll be good. And I feel like this looks really nice on the crew neck sweatshirts. So that being a little bit higher up on the crew neck sweatshirts, it looks really nice. And on Bonfire, I can't choose to have the design lower on a hoodie and higher on a crew neck. So it has to be the same for all of the different items. Okay. Thornwing is here. Hello, Thorn. Late but made it. Yeah, and my last live I was late. Like I said, it's been a lot, and it's not really like a ton of negative stuff. It's just things felt like they kind of piled up. You know, I had a doctor's appointment that's like an annual appointment that always stresses me out. So I had that, and then we've had the issues with the animals, and we had the Halloween boxes that we're getting together. And no matter how much we prepare for the Halloween boxes, it's always stressful because you want to make sure that everything gets out on time. You know, I had to push back a few times, like actually packaging everything up. And so it's like you start getting closer and closer. And then I decided last minute to do a pattern. So, you know, there was that. And thank you so much. If anyone who is watching the live right now tested, speed round tested that candy corn hat for me, thank you. Because I will tell you guys, I did release this publicly yesterday, and you can get 25% off of this pattern if you like it. Just use spooky season. So the code is actually spooky season, but this is the new hat. So you've got the little pom-pom and you've got the fun little braids. And it sounds like everybody has been, they like the idea of using different triple colors. So like people who have, like, if their kids in high school football or basketball, you could do your team colors, or if you watch, you know, the NFL or something like that, you could do fun colors with that. But it turned out really good. I'm really happy with how it came out, and everyone who tested it liked it. And I used Hobie Baby Snuggle held double for this one. But you could use any super bulky yarn. I feel like blanket yarn would be really cute with this. Oh, and I can show you guys the blanket yarn that I got. So I don't have all of it in here. Oh, yes, I do. Okay. So I have been wanting to make a Christmas cardigan, like a kind of a classic Christmas cardigan, but, you know, a pink sheep version of the classic Christmas cardigan. So I wanted red, green, white, and yellow. And this is obviously something you could do any color combination for it, you know. But I'd really been wanting to do something like this. And so that's my goal, is to have it ready for Christmas, pre-Christmas, so people can buy it. So I'm literally wearing like my Halloween hoodie, working on a Christmas cardigan. But that's how it goes with designing. I have to have enough time for people to test it, but I'll show you guys what I got for it. So if you're in my Discord channel, you helped me pick the colors. I posted about which colors to purchase because I wasn't 100% sure if I should go super classic with the colors or if I should try to do more of like a neon. And I leaned originally towards the neon when I saw the colors online on Joann's website. But when I got to the store, I realized that I didn't really like in person. It didn't look like the green almost looked yellow. And the red almost looked like an orange coral color. So it was a little too far off from true Christmas colors for me to feel like it would make sense. So I'll show you guys what I got. This is the green that I decided on, which I feel like it's not too Christmas. It's almost like a faded green. But I really like this color. It kind of reminds me of like a Christmas tree. So like the evergreen foresty kind of color. I'm really happy with this. And I got this at Joann. They were having a sale, $7.99 for these, which is pretty good. I mean, it was a doorbuster, so I couldn't use a coupon, which sucked. I think all in all, I spent $50 on the yarn for this cardigan, and I don't think I'm gonna have to use it all, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. And you know, I could maybe make some of my slippers with it, or like another Christmas hat. I don't know, maybe a Christmas version of this would be fun. Let's see. Okay, so the red. Now, the red, I actually got the Joann version of blanket yarn. So this is Big Twist Cuddle, and it's pretty much the same. So if you guys have not seen this or seen the difference, we can go through that really quick just so you guys know how close it is. I do feel like this is a teeny bit softer to me than the burnout blanket. It's almost like some burnout blanket yarns, like this one, you can actually see, that inner strand. So like you can see the strand in here. There's not fluff all the way around it. So see that the light catches it, you can see that. This feels like there's fluff all the way around the strand, which to me makes it feel a little bit softer. I do feel like these two are almost exactly the same size. So they work up very similarly. But like I said, this one feels a little softer to me. But I love this color. So this is not the brightest red, but it's also not too like brick red. Like I said, it's almost like this, both of these, they're almost a little faded off of like the brightest color that I could find in the red and the green. This is just their color. The color is just red. And this one, the color is actually deep sea, if you wanted to check it out, deep sea. Let's see, 220 yards for both. Make sure. Where's the yardage? Yeah, both have 220 yards. I think they're both 100% polyester. Let's be sure. Where did you put this information? There it is, 100% polyester. And what's interesting though is, do they say a different hook size? No, they both say to use an 8mm crochet hook. So that's the difference. You guys have checked out that. Guava is what yeah, I like that. Yeah, guava. It's definitely not like just a primary red. There's some fadedness to it, I think. So let's see. Oh, I want to make sure I haven't missed any comments. This puppy is right in my way. Let's see. I feel like I need to scroll a little bit. Oh, I've got my mouse. I can sit right here and scroll. So that's what I'm looking at my computer, so I can read the comments. Another cloudy day says our fur babies are our family, and they are. They are. Like this little guy, I mean, I say little, he's 76 pounds, but he has my heart, you know? Emma says it's true what they say about having pets. The hardest part is saying goodbye. I can totally believe it, and I'm not looking forward to that with any of our animals. Ellen says, I love your new designs. I'm so glad that these were really fun, and I was really concerned this year that I would not have the creative bandwidth to come up with a new design, because, you know, I made like 3 Halloween designs last year, and I was a little concerned that this year I just wouldn't feel inspired. But I feel like as soon as I got the little ghost figured out and started adding like the little friends, it made it a lot easier. Thanks, Emma. It says the sweater is so cute. Another cloudy day. I grabbed the ghost with yarn. Need that spooky season as well. The spooky yarn trinity. Exactly. That's a good way to put it. I like it. Dream vintage crochet. Love the sweater. Love the purple. And this is such a nice shade of purple. I really like it. It makes me happy. And I wanted to put these on Etsy, but the printer that I use for Etsy did not have the purple. And I was like, I'm not going to do it if I can't. Like, this was my favorite color, and it's been so far, I think the most popular purchased color is the purple. So I didn't have it on Etsy for that reason. Jessica says, love it. Ellen looks great. Another cloudy day. The candy corn hat is the cutest design. And Ellen says speed testing is so fun. I'm glad you enjoy it, because I think the Christmas cardigan might be a speed test. We'll see. I'm trying to get it done really quickly, so I have plenty of time, but no promises. Thorn says, no judgment. I've had a nightmarish summer and had zero brain for anything. That's kind of how I feel. And I don't feel like you're alone. I feel like a lot of people have really struggled the last couple of months for a huge variety of reasons. But I feel like it's something in the air. It's something in, like I think everyone I've talked to has just been, man, like life is just tough right now. So if you're feeling that, you're not alone. We're all here with you. Like, reach out to someone, make sure that you are talking to your friends and checking in with them and making time, to do that, because that's the best thing you can do. If you can listen to someone, or, make sure that if you need someone to talk to, that you're making that a priority, that's going to help, because I think sometimes just getting our feelings out and talking about things can be a huge, huge help. Let's see. It's getting better, but it was a lot. Yep. Happy crafting. Hello, Shatika. Another cloudy day, so such a nice green. I agree. Granny D is here. Hello, Granny D. And who else? Gloria, Miss Glow's Crochet Creations is here. Hello, everyone. Christine, red, that guava is what I would call that red. And Granny D says, yo, Glow, we're traveling together on our live hop-in. Let's see. Thorn says, I'm not looking forward to saying goodbye to my best friend's cat. He's fine right now, but I know it will happen eventually. Yeah, that cat tried so hard to get into my room and check on me after top surgery, despite being not allowed in the room. He's very sweet and opinionated. Yes. And that's, I'm surprised that my cat's not trying to get in here, but I really didn't want, I've got the door shut so that the dog can't get out. And the cat can't get in. And I figured if I locked them both in here, that he'd probably be messing with her. He's just chilling right now. Y'all want to see him? I'll show you guys. And let's see. Emma says pink and purple are really your colors, Evelyn. They suit your personality. Thanks, Emma. I feel the same way. Pink and orange are my two like top tier colors, and then purple and yellow are like the next two when it comes to the brand and the personality and all of that. My wedding colors were purple and orange, and everybody was like, is this a Clemson wedding? So like, if you guys aren't into college football, it's Clemson is one of the college football teams, and they're purple and orange. And I was like, no, I just like the colors. So purple and orange it is. Let's see. Emma asked Thorn what is top surgery, and Thorn says, Emma, it's a term trans guys use to mean surgery to turn the breast into a masculine chest. So thank you for clarifying that for Emma. And for anyone who had that same question. Let's see. Everybody's just saying hello to everybody. Hello, Kathy. Ev says, love how your pink hair keeps changing colors. I think that's the most fun to watch, is how the colors shift after a few weeks. Yes. So, and I promise I brushed it. It's just, I washed it last night, so it tends to be a little like fluffier. But the girl who did my hair did like an ombre fade. So if you see, the roots are actually a darker pink here, and it faded into a lighter pink. And she did that all the way through. So all of this is darker. And I think I'm going to do the same thing when I redo it. I think I'm going to probably go like a really, really dark here, because my roots are going to start growing out, and then go lighter and lighter as I go down. But this is really kind of my happy place. It's more of a bubblegum light pink. And for me, it feels more natural. When I look in the mirror, it doesn't feel like, whoa, in your face. It's just kind of like, oh, her hair's pink, So this is my favorite. I try to go darker because it takes longer to fade. So when I first dye it, I'll let it kind of be that fuchsia color, because, I don't want to dye it this color and then have it fade too quickly out to more of a blonde, strawberry blonde. But I'm enjoying it. It's been fun. This has been a fun one. Let's see. The cat escorted himself out of the room while complaining loudly. One of my favorite quotes from him is, I've never been removed from a surface in my life. That's funny. And Thorn, those wedding colors sound beautiful and very you. It was really nice. It was really nice. I was one of those people who I didn't want like the classic wedding with, I didn't want roses. I didn't want, unless it was like an orange rose, you know, I didn't want like red roses or white roses or anything like that. I wanted it to be colorful and pretty. And so that was really nice. And at some point I'll have to share some pictures somewhere. I don't know. But it's pretty, and you don't really show off your wedding photos that much, you know, once you've had the wedding and it's been that long. I mean, it'll be, I think, like 12 years this year, maybe. Is that right? 11 this year? Yeah, crazy. Let's see. Emma says, Thorn, oh, okay, you learn something every day. Now I know. Hope you are doing well and are healthy. Yes. And another cloudy day says she has a very vocal feline as well. And Thorn says, I'm doing a lot better. Just had the first anniversary of that surgery and love going shirtless for the first time since I was a kid. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. I don't like to do that. Some people love like not having clothes on, and I've never been that way ever. Like all growing up, wanted to have the clothes on almost always. Didn't like wearing two pieces, you know, anything like that. But I think it's all just preference, you know. Don't have cats, but I love my friend's cat. He meows all the time. And Kathy, love the peachy mix in there. Very beautiful. Your hair looks incredibly healthy. Thanks, Kathy. That's always my biggest concern. The biggest concern. And that's why I don't bleach it myself. I'm always really, really concerned because even after getting it bleached at a salon, it took a couple weeks of some of that deep treatment for it to start to feel touchable again. And it still gets a little more tangled now than I'd like. But I usually let it grow all the way out and before I bleach it again. So I've actually only bleached my hair twice. So about 3 or 4 years ago, and then last month was the first time I truly fully bleached it. And I think that helps to just let it all grow out and kind of cycle out. Am I not gonna lie? I wish I could go topless. Which yarn is in those yummy stripes? Those colors are awesome. Kathy, let me know what you mean. Are you talking about this? Let me know which stripes you're talking about, and I'll let you know. Thorn says, I love the gender euphoria of doing a guy thing, but at the same time, I'd love for everyone to be able to show their chest without being sexualized. Yeah, I mean, you know, we live in an interesting world. It does seem like things are changing, but I don't know. It would still be weird. I mean, there are topless beaches, right? You know, where it's totally normal. And aren't there like communities where people don't wear clothes? I can't remember what that's called, but like nudist colonies. Isn't that a thing? That's a thing, right? Oh, this is what we're talking about. And I did want to share this with you guys if I haven't already. Okay, so this is a chunky cardigan that I'm currently working on for fall. And I did want to show you guys my whips that I've got happening. I'm really excited about this one. I actually planned on working on it a little bit during this live, but this is Hobby Lobby Chunky and Cozy, as I think it's what it's called. I'll show you guys. Yeah, this is what it looks like. Here you go. Yarn Bee, Chunky and Cozy. And if you are not a fan of shopping at Hobby Lobby, I do believe that Bernat Extra, so not Bernat Big, but Bernat Extra. So there's two. This is similar to Bernat Extra. So I'll have that listed when I do list this cardigan. That's going to be an option. Also, a couple of the different yarn options by Michael's brand. I can't remember which ones right now. I'm going to have to look them up. But it's pretty much any Chanel yarn that calls for an 8mm. Well, this is 8mm hook. So yeah, I mean, 8mm hook to like an 11mm hook probably would be what you'd be looking for. So this is considered a 6 weight, I think, but it's pushing into a 7, I would say. It doesn't actually say, I don't think. Oh yeah, it says it's a 6. So like a 6 weight Chanel, but for instance, this would not be a good option. So this is not chunky enough. This calls for an 8mm hook as well, but you can tell like this is definitely chunkier than this one. Hi, it's time for your yarn. Your name is accurate. Yes. Those colors. Summer damn near kills me. Can't wear less than a swimsuit. Yeah, where do you live, Emma? Are you saying that summer kills you because you don't want to wear less than a swimsuit? Yeah, that's a size 6 yarn. Yeah, and that's why I like to give options. You know, Hobby Lobby is one of the closest stores to me, and I do like to see what they have. But I mean, I think when I bought this yarn, it's the first time that I had shopped at Hobby Lobby, and I mean, it had been years because I didn't have one close to me at my last house when we lived in Georgia, and we lived in Georgia for 7 years. So it had probably been 7 years since I had shopped there. But this is one of the closest ones as along with Michael's, and my Michael's does not have a good selection. My Joann's does, but my Joann's is about 40 minutes away. So it's quite a drive. But like I said, any chunky Chanel that I would look for it to call for a little bit larger of a hook than an 8. But as long as you can tell that it's, you know, got a little bit of girth to the fluffiness, I think you'll be fine. I don't really have anything else that would work for that in my stash right now. But usually the next size up for Chanel is the super fluffy stuff. You'll need like a 25mm hook, you know, so it's really in between. I'll show you guys. Let's see. Here we go. So you're looking for a yarn that is in between this and this. This is a little too light. This is too fluffy. This is like a size 7 chunky that you would need like a 25mm hook for, and it even says it. So this one says it calls for a 25. So you wouldn't want to use this for this pattern. But this is great for my Power Puff jacket. So that is, I'm super excited to bring, I'm going to make another Power Puff. Do you guys want me? Okay. I want to do another crochet along because I haven't done one since the Dobby. And I think you guys enjoyed those, making one. So I wanted to know if you guys would like me to do a crochet along for the Power Puff or the Mini Puff jacket, because I want to make both. Excuse me, I have the yarn to make both. So if you guys can see, oh no, I think it's too low, but I'll show you guys a couple of them. So at the end of last year, I got all of these super bright, chunky ones. So these are going to be a Power Puff. I've got blue, purple, pink, green, aqua, another pink, a different shade of pink. So I've got all of these different ones that I want to make into a Power Puff. But I also bought yarn to make a Mini Puff. And this is what I'm going to use to make my Mini Puff jacket. So I'll probably do a crochet along for both. So maybe in the Facebook group, we'll do a poll and see which one you guys want to do first. Because it's definitely time for another crochet along. Those were really fun. Even though I kind of struggle to crochet and talk at the same time. But the crochet alongs, I'm really going through and I'm counting and I'm sharing tips with you guys and showing y'all my progress. And if there's, you know, any issues, I can go through those. But if you guys didn't know, I do have crochet alongs for the Luna, which means I think it's 6 episodes, so you can make a Luna in 6 hours with me. So if you've never made a cardigan, I always tell people to start with the Luna because it doesn't take very much time and you can follow along. And then I have a crochet along for the Dobby cardigan, which is a lighter weight yarn. It uses a bulky instead of a super bulky. So that one took me 10 hours to film. So 10 sessions, but you can crochet it with me if you want to. So definitely check out the Luna if you haven't made a cardigan and you can crochet that with me. But I want to do another crochet along because it's really fun. So let me know if you guys have a preference now, if you'd prefer me start with the Power Puff or the Mini Puff jackets, because both of them are really fun. But the Power Puff, you'll need the Jumbo 7 yarn and a 25 millimeter hook. And for the Mini Puff, you'll need a 12 millimeter hook. I think I used an 11 or a 12. And you'll need a bulky Chanel style yarn. I mean, you can use, like I was going to use blanket yarn for that one, but I feel like that blanket yarn is just a little bit fluffier than this one. So I would look for like the fluffiest, thickest blanket yarn you can find. I think it depends a lot on the colors. Okay, so I want to make sure I haven't missed anything. Ellen's got to go. Bye, Ellen. Kathy said Michael's has been disappointing. No stock, and I don't like that you can't even order many things online. I don't do Hobby Lobby, but you can shop everywhere. Always options out there. Definitely. There really are a lot. You know, I've really come to love Hobie yarn. I have a project that I'm working on now with their stuff. And Premier yarn. I've really enjoyed yarn from Premier. I know sometimes it can be pricey, but they do tend to have a lot of sales and I can purchase it online. So that's been really nice. But that was like these, going to Joann. I mean, it's kind of worth the drive because they have so many more options. And I was this close to buying, they had the Lion Brand cover story, which they're huge. Like there's no way of knowing when you see that yarn online how big that is. But I could totally make one cardigan from one cover story because it's meant for blankets. So I may have to, if it goes on sale, I may have to go get some and I should have just used like a 50% off coupon and bought one. But it's similar to blanket yarn. And they also had a ton of like the Bernat Extra, which I almost bought, but it was again, a doorbuster. So it was on sale, but I couldn't like use an additional coupon or anything. So it wasn't like the best deal that I could have gotten. But I needed to start on this. So I haven't showed y'all all the yarn for this. So I showed you the red and I showed you the green. But I'm really, really excited about the white and yellow because it is actually called Bernat Baby Blanket Sparkle. So you see, sparkle. And it's actually got like this tinsely, I'm not even going to be able to show it to you here. Let's see if it can catch the light at all. Oh yeah, there you go. So there's like a tinsel effect to it, which, hello, Christmas. That's amazing. And I initially wanted to use Baby Sparkle for all of it because they had like this lime green, but it was like a light lime green, which in person ended up looking more like a yellow. And then they had this red color, but it was called tomato, and it was almost like a corally pink. So it was just too far off. I wanted to so bad because they were also sparkly, but they did have a yellow. So I'm going to show you guys that. This dog is knocked out. Okay, so this is the yellow, and it is more of a gold, which is what I wanted. So it's kind of like a Christmas star gold, but you can see how it's got some sparkle to it that catches the light. So super, super excited about this cardigan. It's going to be like classic with a twist, if that makes sense. But this is all of them together. So I'm super excited. I think it's going to be great. I love it. And Christmas season has always kind of been my jam. It's kind of bittersweet. It's a difficult holiday in some cases, but in other cases, I grew up having wonderful Christmases when I was young. So there's like that nostalgia of, you know, Christmas at my grandparents' house when everyone was there with my cousins and my aunts and uncles, and we all stayed in the house together. And it was just that warm family feeling, you know? So I'll always be able to kind of cherish that, even if holidays are, you know, sometimes they're difficult, you know? So excited to make like a nostalgic Christmas classic cardigan with a twist. And again, if Christmas isn't your jam, the cool thing is it's just going to be a great cardigan with the color changes written in. So you can choose whatever colors you want to make. And I think it'll be a fun one to do. Let's see. Another cloudy day says, love crochet alongs Power Puff. Okay, so we've got one vote for the Power Puff jacket, which will be interesting to do on a crochet along because it gets really, really big while you're working on it. So keeping it in my lap will be fun. Thorn says, I'm in California and also don't like the heat. But are you in, I mean, California, if you're Northern California, you're not going to have as much heat. Like I know we visited the Redwoods and like I needed pants and a sweatshirt, and we were there in, I think in August, maybe. So it's actually really, really nice, but I don't know if you live in Southern California. But it says you're moving to the Bay Area where it's a bit cooler. So thrilled to share my clear plastic bins for packing stuff up for my upcoming move just arrived. That's exciting. Super exciting. Packing up is difficult and stressful. So like wishing you all the luck and good vibes for packing things up. I think a lot about your crochet alongs when I'm working on crochet along videos for my poet shirt pattern. They helped encourage me to do it. I'm glad, because it's really not, I mean, doing them live takes a lot of the pressure off from having to try to like stylize them. I would not be interested in trying to record along a detailed crochet along like for a sweater and it not be live, because I like the interaction. I want to be able to chat while I'm working. It's just more my jam. Like that's how I'd prefer to do it versus filming it and then posting it just as a regular video. It's time for yarn says I enjoy Premiere as well. Thorn says I love Premiere for good worsted acrylic that isn't too expensive. They're not as cheap as some. Yeah, and that's, I feel like a lot of people, even they're bulky. So like their basics bulky is a really good price. That's what a lot of people used who are testing my Max jacket right now. Used Premiere Basics because they had a lot of colors. It's soft. It's wash and wear. So that was a really good option for them. Christine said I would like to make a wearable using a 12 millimeter hook. So I'm pretty sure I have a few. The Dobby is a 10 millimeter, but let me think. Yeah, I do. I think that the mini puff is a 12, and I'll have to double check to be sure, but I'm pretty sure that it's a 12 millimeter hook. If anyone wants to, you can go to my Etsy listing for the mini puff, and in the description, it tells you what hook size. So if someone wants to check that and confirm, we'll know what hook size to use for the mini puff. Thorn says I want to use Premiere for my next giant pixel art Graphgan. Soft and sparkly, yes. And it is really, really soft. That's what another thing I was going to tell you guys is this baby sparkle feels fluffier than the regular burnout blanket. It works up bigger. So like the stripes that I'm using in this color definitely are working up thicker than these. And it's not so much as to like be weird, you know, it's still going to be really nice together, but it's a significant difference when I'm using this versus this, or even the red from Joanne. See, Winter, welcome. Says I always come late. That's okay. That's okay. I've been starting late. This one I think I started on time today, but I almost didn't because I um, I set my scheduled live to be a webcam live, not a mobile device live, and so I had to go make a new live to do this, and I think I like just made it to do this on time. Thanks for the good vibes. I have the house mostly to myself until Thursday, so it's nice for packing. That is, and yes, packing is just, it can just be a disaster. I mean, and the longer you live in a house, you know, you get more stuff. And, you know, we sold a lot of stuff, but we still had a huge moving truck that had, I think we had two moving trucks that had to come move our stuff. And that's with downsizing from, 2,600 square feet to like 1,400 square feet. So we almost cut our space in half. So that was pretty difficult, but it's good. It's good to purge and get rid of things. It really makes it easier for me to say no to yarn. So I only buy it when I need it because I just don't have as much. I don't have, even if I wanted to like store it under a bed, there's already stuff under the beds. So our storage space is pretty minimal. Our closets aren't that great here. So I've really had to do what I can to, you know, make sure that we have space for everything. Welcome to Veda, Old Crow. Welcome from Montana. Let me see. I don't feel like I have a ton of stuff that I'm working on. I showed you guys the blanket yarn that we purchased. I did add more stitch markers to the shop today. So if you guys have not seen them, I posted about it on Etsy. Let me grab them really quick for you. If you like purple, okay, so we added purple. So we're just talking about how we all love purple so much. These are the purple cat stitch markers. So that's where they open here. These are our most popular stitch markers. We just added these. And then we added purple sheep. So the sheep, I like to clip with the ear. So I'll take the ear over the stitch because that's where the opening is. But these little guys are in the shop. That's the purple color. It's a little lighter than my jacket, but and then these are our special Halloween ones. So I've got these little orange ghosties and they open at the bottom. Oh, this one was stuck. There we go. So they open at the bottom. And I realized with these, it's easier if you're putting them on a stitch to open them sideways. So if they're here, I open them this way and slip this through the stitch. But those are the little ghosties in orange. And then we have little ghosties in that purple as well. Let me see if I can get one out of here. There we are. So that's the little purple ghost. And they just open on the bottom. There you go. And like I said, instead of like with the classic ones, these were our first ones we ever did. You can just open it straight up this way, like straight out this way to clip over the stitch. But with this one, it's actually easier to pull it this way and slip it over the stitch instead of trying to pull it out because of the design. I probably should have maybe put the opening here. But designing stitch markers is tough, like trying to figure out, you know, doing them this way where they're 3D printed, trying to figure out where to put the opening. But I could not resist doing some little ghosts. I felt like they would be too much fun. And Matt, the captain, always says that they look like little Pac-Man ghosts. So I feel like I need to do a little Pac-Man man to go with them. So like if you get you could get a pack of 10 of the ghosts with like a little Pac-Man extra thrown in to chase them. So those are new. The hat's new. Told you guys this was update since the last one. This is in the Etsy shop now if you want, and you can get 25% off this with the code Spooky Season. And you can also get 25% off 3 of my other kind of Halloween / costume inspired designs. So there's this one that's up there. There is my cat ear hat. I'll show you guys that one. Let's see if I can work around this dog. There it is. Yeah, he's been so good. I was kind of worried he would be all up in my business, but he's just knocked out over there. Okay, so this is that's the cat ear hat. That's like the Halloween colors. That one's included in the sale. And then I have a hooded cowl. Like it's like a scarf and a hood combo with little cat ears. That one's in the sale. And then the panda hat. So I have a little panda hat that's included. So all those are 25% off, and I'm doing that through the end of the month. So if anyone is interested in trying out some new projects, you can check those out. Let's see. I could use some hope too for my living situation. Went to Joann's yesterday and didn't buy any yarn, which means you bought enough yarn to fill a room. Thorn sending good vibes to winter as well. The ghosts are cute. Thanks, another cloudy day. Thorn says, I love the freebie stitch marker you sent me. I'm glad. Yeah. I can't find it, but I hope I will as I pack. Pac-Man can chase the ghosts along your rows. Exactly. Goodness, I sent a long message just to find it's been replaced with a smile emoji. Oh no, that has happened to me when I'm writing like an Instagram post, and I'll go to do something and it'll like replace everything with like an emoji. And then it's not saved. It didn't get like cut, so it's not on my clipboard. Not fun. Granny D's still here working on a Bag O' Day felted tote. Isn't that who BOD? Is it Bag O' Day? I'm guessing. BOD. Could be something else. And a felted tote. So I have some slippers that I made that it's almost like they're felting as I wear them. I know they're not because there's not enough wool content, but they gather like big balls of fuzz underneath my toes. Yes, and Bag O' Day. Okay, so I think that's everything. I did want to show you guys how this cardigan's working up so you guys can see it, because that is probably going to be the next cardigan that I do a call for testers. So if you guys are interested in testing for me, this will be a super simple one. I'm only using single crochet, so really, really great beginner-friendly cardigan. And I think the only difficult thing about this one is keeping track of your rows if you use Chanel yarn, because obviously that's harder to see. But this is what we're working with. It's got tapered sleeves, which will be nice. So a lot of my cardigans have a cuff at the bottom, but I feel like this is a little more on, in my opinion, the gender neutral side, because I feel like a lot of the guys that have worn cardigans prefer not to have like a bell sleeve cuff. So this is really nice having just a tapered sleeve. You can make it a little longer here if you want to. This is where I'm going to stop mine. And obviously I've got the other one to go, but you can see how that fits nicely. And then if I angle it down a little bit, you guys can see the bottom. So it is not a cropped cardigan, but it's not super long. I would not put like pockets right here. I would probably add some length down if you wanted to add pockets, but all of my cardigans are really easy to lengthen if you want to, because it's worked. The back panel is first, so you can add an extra row of 5 of a different color, and then you can do another row on the front. So you just make the back panel longer, front panel longer. And then I will be working a border, so a front border row. And I think that's it. I don't think I'm going to do a bottom row. I think I'm just going to do a front border row, maybe just one. But this will just be a nice cozy cardigan for fall and winter, depending on when I get it done. But this stuff's super, super soft. So I would just find something chunky and soft, and I'm using a 16 millimeter hook. So if you're interested in testing this one, now is the time to go ahead, pick out your yarn if you want to, so you have it ready, and get yourself a 16 millimeter hook, so that you have what you need. And I don't have the yardage just yet, but I try to get that out pretty quick, but you can kind of have an idea in mind of what you want. I think I should give you guys an idea. I always make the extra small / small for myself, and then I build the sizes from there. This is 58 yards, and I think I bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors. I bought 5 colors, and I bought 2 of each. Let's see. So I bought 10 balls of yarn at 58 yards. So, and it looks like I'm going to use almost all of my yarn, and that would be about 580 yards for the extra small / small. And I usually add anywhere from 50 to 100 yards per size if you go up from there, or down if you're making the smallest size. But this is super, super soft. So I'm really excited for this one to be released. And just so easy. Again, it's all single crochet, and the only sewing is going to be this piece here. So you're going to sew this together, and then you'll attach your sleeve with crochet stitches. You don't have to sew this on. And the rest of it you just make in one big piece. So it should be super easy. Well, we are over time. I figured I would be. Let's see. Make sure I didn't. Let's see. Another Cloudy Day says it fits really great. I'm glad you think so. It should be a good one. Well, that's everything for now. I'm super glad you guys got to join in. This was just an opportunity for me to kind of catch up and let y'all know what's been happening, because it's been a little crazy, you know. But we've got, we're still trying to figure out what we're going to do for Christmas boxes. We want to do something. It may not be the full $100 Christmas box. We haven't decided yet. It may be a box with like a hook and a pattern, and maybe a goodie or two instead of like the full shebang. We have not fully decided on that yet. We're going to do something. We just have to figure out exactly what it's going to be, but be on the lookout for pre-orders. Those will probably start sometime this week or next week. So if you're wanting to get a Christmas box, that's when we'll do that. I should send out an email, a newsletter email as well. But I think that's everything. So I will see you guys on Friday. I am going to be going live with Jennifer Borchert. So I'm super excited about that. We're going to have fun. She has a lot of really fun, spooky designs, and did the Hellfire mask design based on the Stranger Things show. So that'll be a really, really fun one, especially with Halloween coming up, because she's got a lot of great designs. I think she was the one who did the Oogie Boogie dress, if I remember correctly. So that'll be a really fun live. That's happening this Friday on Instagram. Obviously, I will post that to YouTube as well. But yeah, I'll see you guys on Friday, and I should see you guys next Tuesday as well. I don't see, at this point, fingers crossed, any reason that I'll have to cancel my Tuesday live. But if you haven't joined the Facebook group, be sure to join. That's where I get to do polls and ask questions and check in with you guys and find out what y'all want to chat about on these lives. And be sure to hit the thumbs up if you haven't, and subscribe if you haven't, if you want to, and if you want to hang out. But I'll see you guys soon. Happy hooking!